Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Hong Kong media tycoon and pro-democracy supporter Jimmy Lai has been charged with fraud and detained until a court hearing in April next year. The court previously denied him bail over a charge relating to the illegal use of his company's premises. It comes a day after 3 prominent pro-democracy activists were jailed, among those Joshua Wong. The cases have raised fears of a renewed crackdown on the city's activists and media figures, spurred by a controversial new security law. Mr. Lai was arrested under the national security law earlier this year and later released on bail. Record high coronavirus infections and hospitalizations have been reported in the US, with fears they will not slow in the run-up to Christmas. The number of people in hospital passed 100,000 for the first time, a figure that has doubled since early November. Nationwide, infections are now closing in on 14 million, with more than 264,000 deaths. Figures have continued to soar in recent weeks, with around 1 million new infections reported every week in November. That's the equivalent to 99 every minute. The computer software company IBM has warned the international vaccine supply chain has been targeted by cyber espionage with attacks to its delivery system. The company says it tracked a campaign aimed at the delivery cold chain used to keep vaccines at the right temperature during transportation. The attacker's identity is unclear, but IBM said the sophistication of their methods indicated a nation state. It follows warnings from governments of countries targeting aspects of vaccine research. Ugandan opposition presidential candidate and musician Bobi Wine has called out police brutality after his supporters were tear-gassed during a campaign rally near the capital Kampala. Police said in a statement that supporters of Mr. Wine's party, the National Unity Platform, had attacked security personnel and disrupted traffic. The incident is the latest in escalating violence in Uganda as authorities crack down on supporters of Mr. Wine, who is seeking to end the long rule of the 76-year-old president, Yoweri Museveni.
Police murdered 5 people by running over them. They are dead. One of them was a very close friend of mine. The police killed them. Today they attacked us, shot various people in the legs, and producer Dan Magic, who was right next to me, had his face shattered and teeth removed.
Ethiopia's state TV has claimed life in Tigray's regional capital Mekelle is returning to normal days after reporting that federal troops had recaptured the city. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed declared victory over the Tigray People's Liberation Front after the fall of Mekelle on Saturday, but there has been little verifiable information from the city since. However, a video broadcast on state channel ETV showed residents in Mekelle attending church and walking on the streets as normal. Ethiopia and the United Nations agreed on Wednesday to channel desperately needed humanitarian aid to the northern region of Tigray, where a month of war is believed to have killed thousands of combatants and civilians and forced more than 45,000 refugees to flee to neighbouring Sudan. An apartment building which collapsed in the city of Alexandria in Egypt has killed at least 6 people and injured many more. Alexandria's governor said in a video distributed to the press that orders for removal of the building were previously issued but had not been implemented. The video also showed rescue workers digging through the rubble with bulldozers looking for survivors or bodies as civilians rushed the injured to ambulances. 9 members of 2 families are still thought to be missing. Britain's Prince Harry has suggested the coronavirus pandemic is a rebuke from nature, as he called for more action to tackle climate change.
It's almost as though Mother Nature has sent us to our rooms for bad behaviour.
The Prince spoke during a conversation about the environment with the chief executive of a streaming platform for climate documentaries. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have spoken out on issues such as race and the environment since stepping down from their roles as working members of the royal family at the end of March and moving to California. And finally, the holiday season has officially kicked off in New York City with the 88th annual lighting of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree.
3, 2, 1, light it up!
New York's Mayor Bill de Blasio and Rob Speyer were on hand to turn on the 50,000 LED lights on the 11-ton tree. The 2-hour ceremony was broadcast live with several star-studded performances, including Dolly Parton and comedian Jimmy Fallon, covering Mariah Carey's classic All I Want for Christmas. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.